Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Astronomy Answered Simply. Today's question is, what effect do other planets have on Earth? So, one day I was out with my kids and we were looking up at the night sky. And it was kind of early in the evening, just after sunset, and there were only one or two. There were a couple of there was the moon and a couple of very bright stars. So I pointed them out, and my son asked, "Well, what star is that?" And I was like, "That's not a star, that's a planet." And he was like, "Really?" I said, "Really, really. Notice how it's very bright and very stable and doesn't really twinkle like most stars?" And he stared at it and stared at it and was like, "Oh, yeah." Also, notice if you look at the stars every night and you look at where the planet is, you'll notice that the planet moves every night. It's not in the same place. The stars typically stay in the same place relative to each other, at least on human timescales, from night to night. But planets move from night to night. He said, "So why is that?" And I was like, "Well, because the Earth is kind of constantly orbiting around the sun, and those other planets are orbiting around the sun. And so that relative motion of the different planets," and I kind of, made some circles to show him how things moved. And he was like, "Wow, that's really neat. Can we go inside now?" So he was absolutely mind blown by this stuff, I can tell you. But the point is, this is kind of how ancient astronomers started, with that same spark of curiosity. So, my first answer to that question would be, we inspire. Planets inspire and instill curiosity and inquisitiveness. That's the effect that the other planets have on us. They fuel our sense of adventure. They fuel our curiosity. They fuel our wonder. They fuel your imagination. Scientifically speaking, the planets have a gravitational effect because everything that has mass has gravity, which is measurable ever so slightly on by the wobble of the sun. It's much easier to measure the sun, like wobble, with respect to like Jupiter and Saturn versus the rest of the planets, but it's still measurable. It's just very, 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 very small because the sun outmasses everything else in the solar system combined. Like all the other planets in the solar system combined mass like less than 1% of what the sun's mass is. So, I mean, the sun is a million times Earth's mass, and it's just huge. So, other effects that the planets have on us, that's it. Gravity, really. Gravity, and, beyond looking up in the night sky and seeing them move across the sky. There is no effect whatsoever on mood, how people behave, none of that. Any kind of emotion or human interaction has absolutely zero effect and nothing to do with the location of the planets in respect to Earth. None whatsoever. That's called astrology. That's entertainment, not astronomy. Astronomy is science. If you're moody and you're cranky and astrologers say you should, because such and such is in the sky, and all of that is nonsense. The advice itself may be good, but the context in which they're framing it is absolute nonsense, garbage, crap. It's just bogus. It's literally meant as entertainment. That's it. So I'm pretty sure that's what the question was originally asking for, was the foundations of astrology. And astrology, again, it's not science, it's entertainment. It's trying to blend psychology, sociology with and create an astronomical, basis to make it sound more scientific. This is how scammers and hucksters and charlatans fool people and convince you that they are, you know, trustworthy, is by making things seem scientific when they're not. And I particularly, I have kind of a dislike for astrology because when people seem to take it a little too seriously, because I have no tolerance for nonsense. To me, it's just lying and false premise and false pretenses. So I'm very much into hard science. I like to see what the data shows. I like to see what's going on. I like to understand. I seek and thirst for new knowledge, as many of you who ask questions on Quora are looking for knowledge. And but really, to me, the planets are inspiration and kind of fuel our sense of adventure. They give us hope that there's other life or other possibilities, or the ability for humans to spread out into the universe. There's a huge universe to explore. Heck, we haven't even explored our entire planet, but we want to explore the galaxy. It'll be a long time before we explore the galaxy. We still have a huge solar system to explore. So that's it for today. Thank you. Feel free to like, subscribe, and keep asking questions and keep looking up.